girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct at the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. I would say beautiful, but it's raining up a storm. Raining cats and dogs outside right now. It's not a beautiful sight, not a beautiful day. I'm over it. What's the wire, Milwaukee? You have officially been tapped in to the Friday Kickback with your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We have a lot to talk about today. Got a lot to talk about, a lot to catch up on. It's Friday. Before we get into our national cases today, we're starting right here at home because there are 3 Milwaukee stories that you have to know about. And we're going to move through this just like any other Friday news rundown. First and foremost, another person has died while in custody at the Milwaukee County Jail. Then 2 men have now been sentenced in the killing of 33-year-old Corey Fritz, a case prosecutors described as a drug deal that was actually a setup for a robbery. And then we are following the money, because Milwaukee's new 5-year financial forecast says that the city could be facing a $52.5 million deficit next year and $104.5 million annual gap by 2031. Talking police, fire department, public works, city services. The sales tax was supposed to help Milwaukee's financial situation. So how are we looking at another $100 million hole? Make it make sense. The math ain't mathing. Let's start with Tuesday. So a 45-year-old man died Tuesday morning while in custody at the Milwaukee County Jail. This has happened numerous of times. His name has not been publicly released in the reporting I'm using. However, based off of social media, he seemed to be very known, especially in the battle rap world, very respected. According to Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, deputies picked the man up from the West Allis Police Department 4:25 Tuesday morning. He was being held on Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office warrants. And according to Fox 6 News, the booking charges included operating while revoked, second offense, operating while intoxicated, operating with prohibited alcohol concentration, and ignition interlock device tampering. Imagine going to jail for that and not making it home, all because you were intoxicated while driving, and it had nothing to do with you being hurt with the vehicle or under the influence, but rather because you died while in custody. And this is where the timeline becomes important, because according to the sheriff's office, during the booking, nursing staff at WellPath, the private company contracted to provide health care inside of the county jail, initially medically cleared this man. A secondary medical screening was still pending. So I want you to keep that in mind. And at approximately 4:25 in the morning, deputies picked him up. He gets to the Milwaukee County Jail. He goes through the initial medical screening. He is medically cleared pending the secondary screening. So at 8:30 a.m., well, shortly before 8:30 a.m., the man told jail staff that he had vomited and wasn't feeling well. And the WellPath nurses evaluated him again. And this time, according to the sheriff's office, the medical staff determined that he needed to go to the hospital for additional evaluation. So they ended up calling the ambulance and bringing them in, and 2 deputies were preparing to escort him to the hospital. But before he could be transported, he experienced a medical emergency. So he stopped breathing. He didn't have a pulse out of nowhere. And the ambulance crew and Milwaukee Fire Department first responders attempted life-saving measures. Obviously, they were unable to revive him, and he was pronounced dead at 9:30 Tuesday morning. So from the time deputies picked him up in West Allis at 4:25 to the time he was pronounced dead at 9:30, we are talking about 5 hours. Who is investigating? The Waukesha County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office is reviewing the cause of death. And as of the latest reporting, the cause of death had not been publicly established. So I'm not going to tell you what killed this man because that hasn't been determined publicly, right? And those are facts. But this isn't the first death, in custody death. Now, here's why Milwaukee Neighborhood News Service went deeper into this story. According to NNS, this is at least the 10th death of a person in custody, in Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office custody, to be exact, since June of 2022. 6 of those deaths occurred during a 14-month period covering 2022 and 2023. And then 3 more occurred in 2025. And now we have this death that just happened August of this year. So again, according to NNS, there has been at least 10 people considered deceased while in custody of the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office since June of 2022. Here's another piece of story. An independent audit completed in 2024 identified issues involving several areas inside of the jail. And those issues included mental health services, suicide prevention, and staffing. Now, one advocate who recently toured the jail told NNS that he had seen improvements compared with the conditions several years ago. That's important to include too. But this latest death is bringing the issue back to the public conversation. And the Office of Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley responded to NNS. The county executive office said the cause of death remains under review by the medical examiner's office. But the office said this particular incident does not raise concerns about medical care at the jail and expressed confidence that everything possible was done for this man. Again, that is the position of the county executive's office. The independent investigation and medical examiner review are ongoing. The issue with this here is if there was a need for him to have a second opinion, a second medical opinion while in custody, then that means that something was wrong initially. That means that the first time they did the review, something was missed. Something had to be missed because there's no way possible that by the time it's time for him to go to the ambulance and from the time when he's seen the nurse the second time that he dies. They missed the steps. So to say that it doesn't raise any red flags is very dismissive, right? And obviously, if I was related to him or, his spouse, I would request an investigation, especially given the track record of the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office. If they've had 10 people considered deceased within the past, 6 years, 5 years, 4 years? 4 years. 10 deaths within the past 4 years. That is absolutely something to look into. Shout out to the chat. Felix said, I knew they were going to be short with the money they got for the budget because they got some money, but not nearly enough. Thank the Republicans in Madison terribly. And they say they back the police. He is talking about the deficit, and we're going to talk about that as well, Felix. But I want to send huge condolences to this gentleman's family. This is not only sad, but again, it can come off as dismissive, right? If you say that he's seen a nurse and they said nothing was wrong, and then he just threw up out of nowhere and y'all take him to another nurse, and by the time y'all call the ambulance, he's dead, then yes, something was missed or they just didn't care. And let's be clear. We know that things happens. We understand that. But at the end of the day, once they are inside of the custody of the sheriff's department, it is their responsibility to make sure that they are eating, to make sure that they are well taken care of mentally, physically, emotionally, all of the above. Not emotionally, but mentally, physically, right? So the fact that, again, this has happened raises questions. The fact that 10 people have, been considered deceased within the past 4 years raise another question. And I don't think that this is something that we should look over. Apparently something is wrong. Something is happening. Something is happening when it comes to the sheriff's office and in police custody. But again, this is nothing new. It's not just the sheriff's office. This is Milwaukee. This is the state of Wisconsin, period. We've had so many in custody deaths over a decade now, all the way going back to the 70s. So again, I send my condolences to this gentleman's family. And pray that they do seek some type of justice if it is necessary. We are going to take a break right here, but when we come back, I'm taking you into a Milwaukee murder case that reached sentencing yesterday. A 33-year-old Appleton man named Corey Fritz came to Milwaukee for what was believed to be a drug transaction. Prosecutors say it wasn't really a drug deal. It was a setup. They say two men planned to rob him. A struggle happened. A gun went off. Fritz was shot in the head, and prosecutors say one of the men later told somebody Corey had simply hit his head on the mailbox. One defendant pleaded guilty. The other took his case to a jury. That jury needed only about 25 minutes to convict him. Yesterday, both men learned their sentences, and after that, Milwaukee has another problem, and we're following the $104.5 million deficit. We got to go to break. Let's talk about this when we come back. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Milwaukee, can you still afford to keep your lights on? Bills are up, shut-off notices are up. People are choosing between the electric bill and groceries. And now, We Energies wants to build giant data centers and then send the bill to us. Low-income, moderate-income families and renters, seniors on fixed income. If you're against paying for someone else's power, if you want the power, you pay for the power. Tell the Public Service Commission. Comment now or come speak at Marquette the first week of September. Go to walnutway.org.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
101.7 The Truth, award-winning 101.7 The Truth. You are officially tapped in with your girl, Jazz Tyler. Today we are doing news first. Before the break, we covered Tuesday's death inside of the Milwaukee County Jail, and now we are moving to a case that reached sentencing yesterday, and the victim was Corey Fritz. He was a 33-year-old man from Appleton. The killing happened in March of 2025, and according to prosecutors, what Corey believed was going to be a drug transaction was actually a plan to rob him. So how was this meeting arranged? According to prosecutors in the criminal complaint, Gregory Hamilton and Travis Cooper were involved in setting up the transaction. The deal involved marijuana products, specifically THC edibles. Prosecutors said Hamilton arranged for Fritz to meet him, but according to the state's case, the intention was to rob Fritz. The meeting happened around 43rd and Good Hope on Milwaukee's northwest side. And also, according to the criminal complaint, Cooper later told a witness that he and Hamilton planned to set up the drug deal and rob Fritz. During the attempted robbery, prosecutor says Fritz fought back. Cooper was accused of striking Fritz in the head with the gun. According to the account contained in the complaint, the firearm discharged during the confrontation. Fritz was shot in the head. He was transported to Frederick Hospital, where he died on March 3rd, 2025. Now, here's another detail prosecutors presented. According to reporting on the trial, Hamilton later told a neighbor that Fritz had hit his head on a mailbox. I'm going to say that again. He stated that Fritz had hit his head on a mailbox. Prosecutors said the actual injury was a gunshot wound. Both Hamilton and Cooper were ultimately charged in connection with Fritz's death. That is the dumbest ish I've ever heard. Like, do you not think that the medical examiner's office won't be able to tell that it's a bullet wound? Come on, like, it's like world dumbest criminal. Travis Cooper is 43. He did not take his case to trial. In January, Cooper pleaded guilty to felony murder. So by the time Gregory Hamilton went before a jury this month, Cooper's case had already resulted in a guilty plea. Mr. Hamilton is 45. He was charged with the felony murder, armed robbery as party to a crime. His trial began last week, and on Thursday, August 13th, the fourth day of the trial, the case went into the jury, and the jury deliberated for approximately 25 minutes and returned a guilty verdict. Then yesterday, both men were sentenced to prison. So the Corey Fritz case has now moved from investigation to charges to a guilty plea for one defendant, a jury conviction for the other, and a sentencing for both. Now I want to make a hard turn here because Milwaukee news can't only be about crime. So we got to pivot. There's another story that could affect practically everybody that is listening to me right now, whether you ever step a foot inside a courtroom or a jail or not, because we are talking about city services. Y'all know where y'all be riding down Burleigh and Center and Lisbon, all those potholes. So we're talking about the streets, police, fire, public works in our, not yours, our tax dollars. Milwaukee's comptroller just released the city's new 5-year financial forecast, and the number at the end of the forecast is $104.5 million. They're saying Milwaukee has a budget problem. Milwaukee City Comptroller Office released a new 5-year financial forecast Wednesday, and according to that forecast, the city of Milwaukee is projected to face $52.5 million structural deficit in 2027. That's next year. It's already August. We're going into September. That's not a long way. That's not far away at all. So let me explain what this deficit is in regular language. It doesn't simply mean that the city has one bad bill next year. It means projected ongoing expenses are exceeding projected ongoing revenue. And according to the forecast, that gap doesn't get any smaller. It gets bigger. So apparently by 2031, the comptroller projects the annual structural deficit could reach $104.5 million. And Fox 6 reports that will be equivalent to about 5% of Milwaukee's current budget, right? Didn't we just get a sales tax? Somebody tell me if I'm lying. If I'm not mistaken, we just got a sales tax. And I already know what some of y'all are thinking, right? Exactly what I just said. We just got a sales tax. Milwaukee implemented a 2% city sales tax in 2024, and the comptroller says Milwaukee's reserve fund and other savings accounts are currently in good condition. Yet this 5-year forecast still shows a growing structural deficit. So why? One issue is state law. The same legislation that allowed Milwaukee to implement the 2% sales tax also imposed requirements involving police and fire staffing. And those happen to be Milwaukee's 2 largest departments. So the comptroller's office told Fox 6 that those are departments the city essentially does not have the ability to shrink under those requirements. In fact, staffing in those areas have to grow. So I want y'all to think about that math. You are projecting a deficit. One response to a deficit would normally be to cut the spending. That's obvious. But 2 of your biggest departments aren't available for the type of reductions that you may ordinarily consider. That puts additional pressure on everybody else. So, Jazz, what does this mean? Yes, I'm talking in third person. What does this mean? And this is why this isn't just a city hall story. When a city starts talking about departments reducing budgets, we're talking about services that we actually use. We're talking about public works. We're talking about libraries. We're talking about neighborhood services, administrative departments, infrastructures, programs, staffs, right? The comptroller told Fox 6 that Milwaukee dozens of departments will likely have to reduce spending, but he also said he doesn't believe cuts alone will close a gap this large. He says part of the conversation needs to happen in Madison. Here we go with the blame game. Because local government finances are heavily affected by state law and state revenue decisions. So his position is essentially that Milwaukee should tighten its belt where possible and maximize the revenue currently available. But the actions entirely within Milwaukee's control probably won't be enough to close the projected gap. Meanwhile, our mayor, Chevy Johnson, is asking residents for input on city spending priorities. What do we want Milwaukee to protect? And where are we willing to see the reductions? Because those become very different questions when you are talking about a projected $52.5 million deficit next year and potentially $104.5 million by 2031. The issue that I have here, and I don't have an issue with Chevy whatsoever, he actually supports a lot of what we have going on with the youth. However, accountability is accountability. And one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. This isn't necessarily about him. This is just me speaking in general. I am sick and tired of the city, the county, the state, whichever organization you choose, asking for the input of the citizens when it comes to the funding, knowing damn well they've already spent the funding or they already have a plan on how they want to spend it. And I get it. It looks good, right? And maybe your intentions is to include the input of the people. Matter of fact, I'm almost positive that the intentions is to include the citizens, right? But the reality is, if what we had to say was that important, we wouldn't have a data center, not just now, but when Walker was in office, because we didn't ask for it then. Crime will be reduced a little bit more. There will be a lot happening. And we, the people, have not seen our input taken into consideration. So now I'm talking to the listeners and I'm talking to taxpayers in the city of Milwaukee. We keep saying, hey, this is what we want. And they keep asking, what do you want? But every time we tell them, it never happens. So we're going in a circle. We are spinning and running in a circle. Don't ask us. Don't ask me what I want if you're not going to take my advice, right? If you're not going to, there needs to be some type of evidence, some type of something put together to where we can go through the years and see how many times we've been asked what it is that we want or to provide input. And let's pay attention to what actually happened, if our input was provided or not. Not to mention, now I got to play advocate. A lot of people who give input about what the issues is in this city are speaking in a subjective manner, right? When we're talking about $104.5 million, we're not talking about just one pothole right there on 30th and Center under that bridge. Y'all know what pothole I'm talking about. We're not just talking about one pothole. We're talking in an objective manner, which means that you have to actually sit down and think about how to spend and utilize these funds, which is also why we put people in office to do that for us. We should understand it, absolutely. But again, we purposely put people in office, people that we trust, so that it can get done. So that's Milwaukee before we even leave home today. Again, a 45-year-old man dies hours after entering the Milwaukee County Jail. An outside sheriff's department is now investigating. 2 men have been sentenced in the killing of Corey Fritz after prosecutors said a drug transaction was actually an armed robbery set up. And Milwaukee's own comptroller is warning that the city could be staring at $104.5 million structural budget deficit by 2031. But at 4:30, we are leaving Milwaukee and going back to Mississippi because there are new developments in the Nolan Wells case. The phone, the proposed joint forensics examination, the state autopsy, the sea towing recording, the boat's GPS, the grand jury, and a timeline investigators are trying to reconstruct from Nolan's final known hours on Horn Island. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. Do not touch that dial. 101.7 The Truth.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Looking for fun, adventure, and family-friendly activities this summer? Discover Milwaukee's Urban Ecology Center with locations in Riverside Park, Washington Park, and Menominee Valley. Explore hiking trails, family programs, outdoor adventures, community events, and opportunities to connect with nature right in your neighborhood. Whether you're looking for a weekend adventure or a summer-long experience, Urban Ecology Center has something for everyone. Learn more and register today at urbanecologycenter.org. Nature is closer than you think.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
1017 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct at the award-winning 1017 The Truth in the beautiful heart of downtown Milwaukee at the American Family Insurance Studio. Hey, listen, before we went to break, we spent 30 minutes talking about all of the incidents taking place inside of Wisconsin, including the deficit that is projected by 2031. Now, it's Friday, August 21st, and we are going straight into the news pertaining to Nolan Wells. So for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to take some information, give it to you based on the latest developments. And the first development is Nolan Wells' friends intend to sue Reverend Al Sharpton for defamation. Now, I'm not a huge Al Sharpton fan. I mean, I have my own personal opinions about his involvement in the civil rights movement as an informant. Not just against the mob, but against our people as well. However, this is insane to me. It reeks entitlement. It reeks, what do you call it? Entitlement entitlement. It's another word I'm thinking of, but I have a brain fart. So according to NOLA.com, 3 friends who were with Nolan Xavier Wells before he died on Horn Island plan to sue the Reverend Al Sharpton for defamation. Their attorneys notified the civil rights activist and Baptist minister in an intent to sue letter filed Friday, but gave him time to retract and delete every false and defamatory statement about them, including not limited to those specifically identified in the letter. Mississippi attorney Tyler Cox represents the 3 friends, Warren Hudson, Jax Pilato, and Morgan Seymour, along with high-profile defamation and media law attorney Edward Andrew Pausick. In the intent to sue letter, the attorneys allege that Sharpton defamed the trio during a July 4th interview with TMZ, and in other remarks he made in the aftermath of the 18-year-old student-athlete's death. The claims include alleged remarks made during the convention for the National Association of Black Journalists and other remarks during a virtual prayer vigil on the National Action Network on August 19th, the day of Nolan's 19th birthday. During the TMZ interview, Sharpton questioned the circumstances surrounding Wells' death and accused the 3 friends of potentially wrongdoing. Sharpton discussed Wells' cell phone, which was retrieved from the friends after they returned from Horn Island without Wells. He said the phone's photo and text messages had been erased. And all of his photos, text messages, everything on the phone had been erased, according to Al Sharpton. He questioned why Wells was missing without his cell phone and said there were too many unanswered questions surrounding this case. 1, he's missing without a cell phone. 2, you lie about whether or not you had the cell phone and Nolan's keys. And 3, everything is erased from the cell phone. That's too many unanswered questions for us not to say something is wrong here. This is what Sharpton is saying. In addition, the attorneys pointed to additional remarks from Sharpton, including, I was, first of all, stunned at the fact that this young man is going out. He and 3 friends, he's black, they're white, and a day later, his mother and them start searching for him. No one comes forward, and then they find out 2 days that they claim his body was washed up and that they had given his cell phone and his keys to one of the 3 friends, saying he didn't want to go back from Horn Island with them. Have they brought these 3 men in for questioning under oath? This is what Al Sharpton is saying. The attorneys pointed out those statements and others identified that the 3 young men he was referring to in his remarks were Hudson, Pilato, and Seymour. You falsely accused these 3. This is what their attorney is saying. You falsely accused these 3 completely innocent young men of extremely serious wrongdoing that constitutes multiple felonies under Mississippi law, including but not limited to murder, hindering prosecution in the first degree, and tampering with physical evidence. This is what the letter of the 3 friends, I don't like to call them friends because they were not his friends. This is the letter of the 3 boys. This is what their lawyer is saying. There can be no doubt that you were intentionally referring to Warren Jackson Morgan as evidence. Is evidence that you are. It's evident that you are biased. So they're having a lot of back and forth. Nolan's supposed or alleged friends, lawyer, and Al Sharpton are having back and forth about some of the comments that he had made regarding their involvement in Nolan's death. And he's not, again, I'm not an Al Sharpton fan, but everybody knows that the math is not mathing. So today I just want to deal with what happened since then, right? Because now we're talking about the cell phone. We're talking about the examination, the forensics examination. We're talking about the official autopsy that has been completed but hasn't been publicly released. We're talking about the CTO call, the GPS, in the report from the United Cajun Navy's 22 investigation as well. So on Monday, August 17th, attorneys representing Nolan's family announced that their forensic experts were ready to participate in a joint examination of Nolan's cell phone. The family proposed a window beginning August 18th, and they wanted it to end August 21st for that examination. And according to their attorney, this wasn't a brand new request. So they had already pitched this request or made this request for the examination dates back in July 15th. And the proposed process included forensic experts connected to the government and the family with potential FBI participation. So one of the biggest pieces of evidence in this case remains Nolan's actual device, right? Now, what could investigators potentially obtain from that device? Depending on what's preserved on it, they can get the text message, the call logs, photographs, videos, timestamps, application information, location related information, internet activity, and potentially deleted material that remains recoverable. And I want you to remember this detail. Nolan did not have that phone with him when his body was recovered. The phone had returned back to Horn Island with the people that he went with. So the device can potentially provide investigators with a digital timeline surrounding the July 4th incident. And there is another layer to this. The discussion hasn't only been about when the phone gets examined. There has also been discussions about how it gets examined. And according to the correspondence from his family attorneys, issues that needed to be established included the scope of the forensic examination, right? The chain of custody, the preservation, and extracted data. Who gets access to extracted information and how, when Nolan's phone was returned. And I was watching a video of one of his so-called friends' mother who stated that she went inside the house asking for Nolan's phone from the gentleman, from the boys he was with, and stated that it took them 15 minutes to get the phone after they said that it was in the truck, which probably is the amount of time. That's the amount of time. Actually, it takes less than that. But in 15 minutes, you can take your phone, especially if it's an iPhone, and erase all the data, all the network settings, all the data, all of the above. But at the end of the day, why did it take 15 minutes? If this is true, why did it take 15 minutes for them to obtain his phone and provide it to the other friend's mother? So moving on from the digital evidence to the medical evidence, the state official autopsy report has been completed. That report has not been publicly released, and Nolan's family also commissioned a separate independent autopsy report. And we have talked about this as well, because by the time his body got to Washington, D.C., we know that some of his main organs were missing, and his throat was one of them. And they needed that in order to dictate if he was choked, strangled, if he drowned, all of the above. So again, there's a lot that's happening, but I think out of all of it, the most important piece is obtaining Nolan's phone. But secondly, it is crazy that privilege, I'm trying to tell you, crazy that these young men family would actually tried to use reverse psychology by suing Al Sharpton for defamation. And you talk about privilege at its finest, right? And baby, listen, if they are guilty and they're going around attempting to sue someone for defamation, I hope it bites them right in their ass. I do. We got to go to break. When we come back, let's finish this conversation. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Interested in volunteering? Visit truthfamilyfest.com or by emailing Sierra, CIERRA.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, Department of Community Wellness and Safety, AB Core, Tap In MKE, and Ascension.
Game day starts here. The Atrium Sports Lounge, your new headquarters for every touchdown, buzzer beater, home run, and championship moment. Great food, great drinks, great vibes. Located in the heart of Milwaukee's Deer District at 1110 North Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in Milwaukee. Be among the first to experience Milwaukee's newest sports lounge where every game feels like a championship event. Follow on Instagram at Atrium Sports Lounge MKE. The countdown is on. We'll see you soon.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You are live and direct, officially tapped in with your girl Jazz Tyler on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Welcome back. We are following the Nolan Wales investigation. Before break, we went through the newest developments, including the fact that his supposedly friends are filing a lawsuit of defamation against Al Sharpton, which is very interesting. And not only is it interesting, but it reeks privilege to me. It reeks privilege. Let's jump into this GPS. Mississippi Department of Marine Resources record shows that an officer received permission to examine the Garmin GPS aboard the boat Nolan traveled on. The GPS showed track lines placing that vessel at the northwest tip of Horn Island. That location information was then used by authorities as they worked to establish the search area. That's one digital record. Now add another part of the timeline. So if you've been on social media, you know about this tow call. At approximately 4 o'clock on July 4th, the call was made to Sea Tow from the boat. Sea Tow is a private marine towing service. The caller reported that the boat was taken on water and requested assistance. Now, that recording has since been released publicly, and Nolan's family attorneys have retained experts to analyze that recording. So now we have another time step. Approximately 4 o'clock, the boat trouble is being reported. A call for assistance is made and experts retained by Nolan's family are examining the audio. Now let's fast forward to 5:54 p.m. At 5:54 p.m., the Jackson County Sheriff's Office established a command post at the Lake Mars boat launch. Multiple agencies became involved in the search. We're talking about the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, the Coast Guard, National Park Service, the Gulf Islands, National Seashore, Mississippi Department of Wildfire. There's about 12 different entities who all participated in this search. And later on that night at 9:52, the MDMR captain emailed the Coast Guard requesting synthetic radar information. Coordinates connected to that request were based on the GPS information associated with the originating vessel. So when we talk about reconstructing Nolan's final hours, we are not only talking about people's memories. We are talking about the potential digital records, the boat, the GPS, the radar, the phone records, photographs, videos, etc. And it is extremely difficult to conclude this timeline if everything on his phone was erased. Now, what's interesting is I wonder if they are going to attempt to get fingerprints from Nolan's phone. And the reason why I say that is because think about how often you let somebody use your phone. We are in a world today where everybody got a cell phone, right? Back in the day, you could probably use a house phone or a pay phone, or if somebody didn't have a phone. But how often are you asked, hey, can I see your phone right quick? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because obviously they had his phone, when they left. But if they're able to obtain fingerprints from this phone, I'm interested in seeing how many people actually had his phone, right, during this process. Remember, they had it not only when they left the island, but during the 15 minutes when his other friend's mom requested it as well. Now let's move on to August 6th. The United Cajun Navy released a 22-page report containing information the organization gathered concerning the search and events surrounding Horn Island. That document includes photos, screenshots from videos, GPS coordinates, and social media statements submitted to the organization. The United Cajun Navy Vice President Brian said the organization received some of that information from people claiming they were on Horn Island that day, which is interesting, right? If you've been following this case, you know that there was a lot of controversy surrounding whether or not other people seen anything. So the fact that they've been receiving information from other people who were on that island makes this more interesting as well. And this is where the timeline becomes important because investigators can compare what people said happened with digital evidence that has timestamps. So the boat Nolan arrived on ultimately left Horn Island without him. The people traveling with Nolan have said Nolan remained behind and told them he had another way back. So investigators have to reconstruct that period, right? Who saw him last? At what time? Were they on the island? Who was physically near him? What vessels were still there? What photographs or videos existed from that period? And what do their original timestamp show? What does the GPS information show? What does Nolan's phone show? And what does the witnesses' statements show? Those are factual pieces capable of being compared against one another. And there's a big difference between a screenshot somebody uploads to Facebook and the original data file. An original photograph can contain metadata. An original video can contain metadata. A vessel GPS can also contain tracks. And a phone can contain timestamps. So the deeper this investigation gets into digital evidence, the more investigators can potentially compare human memory with electronic records, right? This is unfortunate that this case continues to be dragged on, so much to the point where these young men and their families are so arrogant to the point where they actually had the nerve to sue someone based on defamation. And the reason why I say that is because the case hasn't even been concluded. That's what I mean by arrogance and privilege. The fact that you are willing to take this stance now, to me, means that A, you feel like you aren't going to get caught. It doesn't mean that you're not guilty, not in my opinion. Obviously, we don't know. But my personal opinion, I think they had something to do with it. And the fact that they're able to say, hey, we're going to sue you. My mom's going to sue you. My dad is going to get a lawyer. We're going to sue you for defamation. And the case hasn't even been started. It hasn't even gone to trial yet. Which means that they still can be ruled as a suspect and potentially be charged. This is not the sign to me of someone who isn't guilty. This is the sign of someone who is privileged, someone who has money, someone who has some type of political power in that state, someone who has access to information that obviously the public don't have based off of a potential cover-up. Right? Because when you go back and look at these interviews, those boys don't seem confident. They seem nervous. If you pay attention to the hand gestures and how they're moving and scratching head and rubbing their nose when you're talking and how much, all of this plays a part in it, right? The story's not adding up. They're telling on themselves, saying certain things. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, we got lawyers now. Yeah, we got a lawyer. So now we go ahead and sue you for defamation. And the case hasn't even went to trial yet. Man, it's a cold game out here. It's a cold game. Peace. Shout out to the chat. Aaron is him said peace and love, Jazz and Black community. Absolutely peace. Thank you so much for tapping in. And again, I know that on Fridays we typically, it's a kickback. We have fun. We have some fun conversations. But again, there is so much happening. So much happening when it comes to not just Milwaukee, but this country, this nation surrounding Black men specifically, that it would be a disservice for me not to provide you guys with the updates on this information. So Nolan Wells, to his family, again, we send our condolences and pray that this young man seeks the justice. His family continues to seek justice and receive the justice, although we know that justice is never truly served because you can never get your loved ones back. In the way that the judicial system is built, it doesn't always work in our favor when we are up against white privileged teenage boys and their families. That is just the harsh reality. In a couple of minutes, we are going to go to break and talk about the latest development in the Carmelo Anthony case. This has taken a major turn. Before that, I just want to tap a little bit into the murder trial of Tupac Shakur. I decided not to cover it to its entirety today because looking at the autopsy photos did something to me. And I think anybody with a heart, it did something too. But what was interesting in the testimony today and yesterday was that apparently, and again, we don't know if this is true or not, but apparently Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was friends or associates with Suge Knight right before Death Row was created, and that he was a major drug operator. And then Suge ended up taking over these projects that he was dealing out of. And then Suge ended up receiving money from Harry O as well as Keefe D to start Death Row Records. Talk about an interesting turn. In the event that is the case, this is going to shift the entire murder trial in a different direction. They also mentioned that the same Impala that was seen the night that Pac and Suge got shot was the same Impala that was seen when Biggie got shot. So apparently, he was supposed to receive some type of funding from Puffy, some type of funding to assassinate or to murder Tupac, and the money never got to him. But again, the bigger question is, was he really cool with Suge in the beginning, and did he invest some type of funding into Death Row? This is crazy. So if you haven't been watching Tupac's murder trial, Make sure you get a chance to tap into that. If you do it for no other reason, do it for the culture. We got to go to break. When we come back, I want to talk about Carmelo Anthony and the things that's happening in his case. There's a development from today involving text messages, and we're going to talk about it. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Milwaukee, your weekdays have a new rhythm. Start your mornings with conversations that matter.
Again, I'm the legendary Homer Blow, along with my girl,
Bailey Coleman. Truth in the morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman. Weekdays, 7 to 9 a.m. Then keep it locked with the voice of the community.
And the more you know and the more skills you have, the more training you have, the better off your community is.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, 9 a.m. to noon. Lunch is on us. Turning up your midday vibe.
It's your boy Ray Nitty and my co-host Maybe Shannon. You can find us on Facebook at The Lunch Break. Make sure y'all follow us, y'all.
It's The Lunch Break with Ray Nitty and Maybe Shannon, noon to 2 p.m. Then we're closing out your day with energy. Lots of it.
It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. Milwaukee Truth Nation. We are talking black leadership in the city of Milwaukee.
Tap in with Jazz Tyler every afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. Your home for Milwaukee Conversations. The award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Craving something fresh, fun, and absolutely delicious? Then head to Goody Gourmets, celebrating 20 legendary years of gourmet popcorn that's bursting with flavor. From sweet to savory and everything in between, every batch is handcrafted with premium ingredients made to bring joy to every bite. Stop by 6369 North Green Bay Avenue and discover why Milwaukee can't get enough of Goody Gourmets. Open Monday through Saturday. Treat yourself today at goodygourmets.com. Goody Gourmets. Fresh, delicious, legendary.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome. Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha, live from American Family Assurance Studios.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Join us For Truth Family Fest tomorrow, Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. It's free and fun for the entire family, featuring great music, community resources, family activities, and back-to-school support to help students get ready for a successful school year. Interested in volunteering? Visit the Truth Family Fest website at truthfamilyfest.com to complete the volunteer form, or by emailing Sierra at Cierra.brown@MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. Bring the whole family and experience one of Milwaukee's favorite community celebrations, Truth Family Fest, Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, DCWS, AB Core, Ascension, and Tap In MKE. Before we went to break, we were talking about touching on the Carmelo Anthony case, and we're not talking about the former NBA player. We are talking about the young man who is currently on trial for the murder of his peer. And prosecutors revealed new evidence that jurors never heard during Carmelo Anthony's murder trial, including allegations that he fantasized about stabbing someone and licking the blood off of a blade, according to the reports. The Daily Mail reported that the allegations surfaced on Thursday during a hearing following Anthony's request for a new trial in the April 2025 stabbing death of 17-year-old Austin Mech at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. Carmelo, now 19, was convicted of murder and sentenced to 35 years in prison in June. He admitted stabbing Metcalf, but said he acted in self-defense amid a confrontation, and jurors rejected that argument. During Thursday's hearing, state prosecutor Bill Wiersky said evidence excluded from the trial included text messages in which Anthony alleged thought about stabbing someone just hours before he killed Metcalf. He said there, according to the report, it said there's a text message where he fantasized about stabbing someone and licking the blood off the blade, Wiersky said, the media outlet reported. Another text message recovered from Anthony's phone allegedly included a photo of a knife as well as the words, "I'm low-key on the verge," per the outlet. Wiersky reportedly said Anthony's ex-girlfriend had told a school administrator she was afraid of Anthony and accused him of stalking her. The Daily Mail also reported that Anthony's lawyers had damaging evidence against Austin Metcalf and his twin brother Hunter. Citing court documents, the outlet noted that Anthony's attorneys had photos of graffiti alleging that the Metcalf twins and a third body, which is another person, spray painted KKK, kill all black people, Heil Hitler, as well as a racial slur. According to the report, the evidence was withheld because prosecutors in Anthony's trial had an informal gentleman's agreement to focus solely on what happened under the tent that day and avoid introducing potentially inflammatory evidence about Anthony and Metcalf. So here's the crazy thing in all of this to me. First and foremost, I hated to even read that, primarily because whenever it comes to a young black male stating that they need to defend themselves or that it was self-defense, then they're always obviously going to try and find something on them, to kind of discredit their character. And to be fair, if this was the case, right, where he did text that, then obviously that can be viewed as premeditation. But to completely exclude the text messages, both sides initially stating that they have a gentleman's, request or whatever it's called. I get it, but at the same time, I don't. Because no matter who it is, at the end of the day, if something is premeditated, if someone is really feeling a way, I'm not talking about in a sense of he's doing it just because he wants to do it, that like he's a psycho, but I'm speaking about it in a way of what was actually happening prior to this day to make him feel that way, right? Why was he so angry? Why did he feel the need to want to fight the twins, or what were they doing to him as well? Just trying to figure it out and, make it make sense. But I don't think that's something that should have been left out. I don't believe that they should have left those text messages out. I believe that initially it should have. Obviously, it's out now, so they should have introduced it during that time as well. Also, in Carmelo's case, the judge who presided over his murder trial is no longer deciding the motion for a new trial. Judge John Roach Jr. was removed from the post-trial proceedings. Roach had given a television interview after the conviction and publicly said the jury got it right. Retired Judge Michael Chitty is now presiding over the new trial hearing. Again, I don't know how much this helps his case or hurts his case after the new leaked text messages between him and his ex-girlfriend. So just to reiterate for those who are joining us, here's what came out this week surrounding Carmelo Anthony's case. During the original murder case, prosecutors and Carmelo Anthony's attorneys had an off-the-record agreement concerning character evidence, the state and background information concerning Anthony. The defense had background information concerning the Metcalf twins as well. That information stayed out of the original murder trial, and now we are hearing what was in those records. So prosecutors disclosed messages recovered from Anthony's phone. According to testimony in the hearing, those messages showed repeated discussions involving guns, knives, and fighting. There were older messages discussing violence. There were photos or videos involving firearms. There were messages discussing carrying guns, and there were messages involving knives. Now, let's narrow this down to the morning of the killing. So, on April 2nd, 2025, according to evidence disclosed at the hearing, Anthony sent his former girlfriend a message at approximately 1 o'clock that morning saying he was low-key on the verge. Later that morning, his former girlfriend went to a school official. She reported concerns about Anthony's behavior after their breakup and said he was refusing to accept that the relationship had ended. Reporting from the hearing says Anthony also sent her a photograph involving a knife that morning. Less than 2 hours after she spoke with the school administrator, Anthony ended up fatally stabbing Austin Metcalf during the track meet. Now, I don't know how this is going to play out because when you read it, it sounds like he was feeling away based off of the breakup with his girlfriend. And that sent him over the edge on top of whatever was going on with him and the Metcalf twins prior to the breakup, right? And I get it. We all have a breaking point at some point. But to me, it still feels like there's a lot of different, a lot of missing information surrounding this. Like there has to be more. What I don't personally believe that he's just going to send those messages just because I don't even know if the messages are real or if they are true. And I most definitely want to know if his girlfriend is black or white because that matters as well. The confrontation happened under a team tent. Witnesses' testimony from the original case described an argument over Anthony being inside the tent. Metcalf attempted to remove Anthony. The confrontation became physical. Anthony pulled a knife and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest. Anthony acknowledged the stabbing. His trial defense argued self-defense, and the jury convicted him of murder. The records disclosed this week contain additional messages attributed to Anthony involving fighting and weapons. One set of older messages discussing robbing someone. Other messages discuss vandalism. There were communications involving guns and bringing a gun to social events. In testimony at the hearing referenced a message in which Anthony described a violent fantasy involving stabbing someone. Again, these records that existed before the original trial but were not introduced to the jury. The crazy thing of this all is the media has so much to say about Anthony's text messages, right? And obviously, if Metcalf was attempting to remove him from the tent, it had to be due to whatever, situation they had prior to that day. So maybe they didn't like each other. Maybe they were into it. Now they're introducing the ex-girlfriend. Now we need to figure out, what's her role in this, and if she had any relations or any type of dealings with the Metcalf brothers as well. This is interesting. This is very interesting, especially because they did not initially include these messages in the initial part of the trial. We have to get ready to go to break. When we come back, we are going to switch phones. When we went through Carmelo Anthony's records, now we're going to go through Austin Metcalf's, and there is a document history here. Racist graffiti, KKK, the N-word, Hitler, juvenile probation, a bullying allegation involving a black student, previous fight, school suspensions, a gun-related school incident, and material recovered from Austin's cell phone. Then I'm bringing you to what happened today in court, why Carmelo Anthony originally planned to testify at his murder trial, and why he ultimately never took the witness stand. That's after the break. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Interested in volunteering? Visit truthfamilyfest.com or by emailing Sierra, Cierra.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, Department of Community Wellness and Safety, AB Core, Tap In MKE, and Ascension.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy Gatorade for $7.99, Atlanta Cheesecake for $14.99, Hormel Gathering Party Tray $16.99, Supreme Choice Cooked Tail-on Shrimp $9.99 for 16-ounce package, and Boneless Chuck Roast $7.49 a pound. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
Looking for fun, adventure, and family-friendly activities this summer? Discover Milwaukee's Urban Ecology Center with locations in Riverside Park, Washington Park, and Menominee Valley. Explore hiking trails, family programs, outdoor adventures, community events, and opportunities to connect with nature right in your neighborhood. Whether you're looking for a weekend adventure or a summer-long experience, Urban Ecology Center has something for everyone. Learn more and register today at urbanecologycenter.org. Nature is closer than you think.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey, Shema. Did you violate it?
"101.7 The Truth." It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct at the award-winning 101.7 The Truth in the American Family Insurance Studio in the beautiful 3rd Street Market Hall. If you are just now joining us, we are covering the Carmelo Anthony case. The new trial hearing. Before we went to break, we went through information from Anthony's phone, and now we are going to the records concerning Austin Metcalf that were also kept outside of the original trial. So apparently, Anthony, there were text messages found in his phone where he was talking to his ex-girlfriend. There were pictures of guns and knives, and apparently hours before the stabbing, he stated that he was on the verge. So on and so on. Now we're going to dig into some of the things that were found inside of Austin's phone. Shout out to the chat. Aaron says, luckily, it didn't go out, he would have had a capital murder charge. Exactly. Okay, so to your point, that's probably why the lawyer said that they wouldn't introduce that inside of the case. So that actually makes sense. So records disclosed at this hearing show Austin Metcalf and his twin brother had previously been involved in spray painting racist and anti-Semitic graffiti. The graffiti included references to the KKK, the N-word, Hitler, and that incident resulted in juvenile consequences. So additional school records include disciplinary incidents involving Austin. Records discussed during the hearing include allegations of bullying, prior fights, suspensions, and confrontations involving other students. There was also a school incident involving discussion about bringing a firearm to school, and those records were not presented to the murder jury. So the investigators had Austin's cell phone. Anthony's former trial attorney, Mike Howard, testified about material extracted from that phone. According to Kira, the defense had information concerning Metcalf's racist behavior and violence, including material that wasn't put before the jury. So understanding what existed before this trial, investigators had Carmelo Anthony's phone. Investigators had Austin Metcalf's phone. They had school records, they had juvenile records, they had prior text messages, they had character evidence involving both teenagers, and the attorneys kept much of the material outside the original trial under their agreement. Now let's take a look at today. One of Carmelo Anthony's original trial attorneys, Toby Shook, took the witness stand. And one of the biggest questions was, why didn't Carmelo Anthony testify at his own murder trial? So Shook testified that Anthony originally planned to testify, and that matters because Anthony's defense was self-defense. Taking the stand would have allowed Anthony himself to describe the confrontation and what he says he perceived immediately before he stabbed Metcalf, but the plan changed. So Anthony's attorneys became concerned about putting him on as a witness, right? About putting him on that stand, and that it could allow prosecutors to introduce damaging character evidence that had previously been kept outside of the case. And they're talking about, obviously, the text messages that were sent as well as the photos. And Anthony ultimately did not testify. Not only that, but his new attorneys are now raising that decision as part of their request for another trial. So the new trial motion also raises issues involving courtroom access and how some of this evidence was handled outside the public record. The new judge, Judge Michael Chitty, is hearing this motion, and Anthony's conviction remains in place. He was sentenced to 35 years. And as of this afternoon, the court is considering whether to grant the request for a new trial or not. Whew. This is heavy. This is extremely heavy. It is, to Aaron's point, I now understand why they initially wouldn't introduce this information, but the danger in that is out now. It's out now. He has a new judge as well. And despite of whether they allow this evidence or not, it's still going to play in the minds of the jurors, right? They're still, no matter how much they say Metcalf, had text messages that were anti-Semitic, KKK and bullying and all of this other stuff, because he is deceased, they are automatically going to kind of dismiss that and pay attention more to the messages that were found and the things that were found inside of Carmelo's phone. And to the youth out there that's listening, this is a great example of controlling your emotions. Because let's say hypothetically, again, I don't know, because I am not his lawyer. I am not involved in Anthony's case. But let's say hypothetically that he had no intention of interacting with Austin whatsoever, had no premeditation thoughts about anything, and that he alone was just, as the kids like to say, overstimulated because of the heartbreak, or, with him breaking up with his girlfriend. And during that time, any little thing can set him off. Any little thing, anybody that attempts to bother him, or let's say that wasn't the case. It wasn't a breakup. He just had a bad day. We've all had a bad day. There's been situations where people have bad days and they wake up and they be like, you know what? You got one more time. You got one more time. I'm on the edge. If you push me, it's going down, right? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like he has some things going on. I think what's unfair is that he can't explain those things, right? And the fact that not only him, but Mech have had pictures of guns and things of that nature in his phone as well. So the difference is, here's the difference. When we're talking about the things that was found inside of our Carmelo Anthony's cell phone, it wasn't specific to anyone other than his girlfriend. There were apparently some messages directed at her and geared at her based off of them, breaking up. But other than that, he didn't say, hey, I'm going to go to school and stab Austin and lick his blood off this knife. Or, hey, I'm going to, if he come to me, I plan to do this or I plan to do that. He didn't do that. Austin, on the other hand, KKK, using the N-word, that is objective. So Carmelo, his text messages, right or wrong, no, I don't approve of them, but they are subjective. They are in a subjective manner. They don't list anyone's name. Austin's text messages, however, doesn't list anyone's name, but it does. Because we all know when you use words like KKK and Hitler and the N-word, right? Ninja. We know exactly who you are talking about. We know exactly what it is that you're referring to. And you're talking about not just one person. You are talking about a group of people in general. Which means that you have a hatred towards a specific ethnicity. There is no evidence proving that Carmelo had any beef with Austin from these text messages, or white people overall for that matter. But there is evidence in Austin's phone proving that he has an issue with black people. On top of the fact that he mentioned something about bringing guns to schools and all of that other stuff, and apparently received juvenile consequences for it. So as this case, continues to go on, I do hope that they mention this. I do hope, and I get it. I understand that it could hurt Carmelo, but his lawyer has to figure out a way to explain this. His lawyer has to figure out, again, just because they left it out of the first trial does not mean that the jurors haven't seen it and that they won't take that into consideration despite of if they're told not to. That's like if you're cheating on somebody and they don't know about it and all of a sudden you accidentally send a picture. I can't unsee what I sent. No matter how much I forgive you, I can't unsee what you sent. It's still going to replay in my mind, and it's still going to have a determining factor in whether or not I want to deal with you. And that's the same thing. That's what's difficult about this situation, because it has been leaked and it has been exposed. There is no way for the jurors or anybody who's involved in this case to not read the messages or not think about the messages that was sent. And again, it's a slippery slope, because if you are, as the kids say, overstimulated and you are having a bad day and somebody actually does, come up and do something to make you react, we the people know that's not necessarily premeditation. That's manifestation. That is manifestation at its best. Have you ever been in a situation and you was at the crib or wherever you was at, and you like, man, I promise if somebody do this today, if somebody try me, if somebody whoop, and then all of these attacks start coming, that's because you have physically said this out of your mouth. And although you can't prove that in court, we know the real. We know that 9 times out of 10, it had nothing to do with him. He was on edge about some stuff he was dealing with his girl at the time. That don't give him a right to say the things that he said. But evidently there was something that was going on. So I would then say, I wonder if they're going to pull the mental health card, right? I wonder if they are going to pull the mental health card for Carmelo the same way they do for these white boys. And the reason why I say that is because when you read these text messages, if they are indeed true, he does have some type of issue mentally, or he does have some type of issue with anger. He has some type of issues when it comes to expressing himself. So that means that is probable cause to look into if in fact Carmelo has some type of mental disability. Looking at these text messages as a parent, as an educator, he most definitely have something going on anger-wise. Not towards anyone else meaning, but just like some of the things that was said, if this is true, these thoughts, that is an issue. That means that he needs help mentally. Doesn't necessarily mean that he premeditated or planned on doing anything to Austin. Austin, kids, y'all got to keep your hands to yourself. Don't give nobody no right to stab you or to harm you or anything like that. But it could have been prevented. It could have been prevented had he kept his hands to himself. Period. Point blank. That boy would have kept his hands to himself. More than likely, this situation wouldn't be what it is. And again, I'm eager to see how the rest of this is going to play out, especially because there is a new judge involved. And now that these text messages have been leaked, this is going to change the trajectory of this entire case. All in all, I just wish the best for Carmelo. I don't want to see any young black male in a situation like him, especially when they feel like they are on edge and over the edge. And maybe there was multiple cries out for help and no one was helping him, right? But whatever it is, my heart goes out to him and his family. And I do hope and pray that something happens with this case to where he don't have to spend the next 35 years in prison. So again, I'll continue to cover this story. We got to go to break. When we come back, we have some special guests at the 5:30 hour and at the 6 o'clock hour. We are going to talk about True Family Fest tomorrow. We have some performances, all types of things happening. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee Public School families, the first day of school is Tuesday, September 1st, and there's still time to enroll. MPS offers programs to fit every learner, including bilingual, Montessori, special education, and more. All MPS students receive free breakfast and lunch. Enroll today at milwaukeepublicschools.org/enrollment. Or visit MPS Student Services at 5225 West Fleet Street, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you for choosing MPS.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
One-on-one 7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct, and we have a special guest in the building, Kiamora. Thank you so much for joining us. You will be performing tomorrow at Truth Family Fest.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes, I'm so excited. Thank you for inviting me, guys.
Yes, absolutely. So let's jump into it. For someone hearing your name for the first time on Truth Radio, who is Kiamora?
Hey, y'all. So my name is Kiamora, and I just want everybody to know that I am full of love.
Yes.
When we listen to my music, we're going to sing, laugh, dance. We're going to cry. We're going to have a good time. I always tell people that I am just a young woman in her 20s figuring out life. And that's what you kind of get from my music. So.
Yes, absolutely. So you were born and raised in Milwaukee. How did growing up here shape your sound and the woman that you've become?
Well, so I grew up in the church. My family, we are very musically inclined. So I'm actually a pastor's kid. So,
okay.
Yeah, I was at church every Sunday, literally in every activity that you could think of in the church. And so when you at church, you better be doing something. You like on the usher board, you singing.
Yeah.
And so my mom, she's a singer. My whole family sings. So I think really I just with my family, they just really shaped my sound too.
Yeah.
You know, being in the church, you gotta learn about harmonies and all that type of stuff. And then also Milwaukee culture, we have our own sound as well. And
absolutely.
So all the artists that I know in Milwaukee are really cool and doing really cool things. So I'm just really happy to be a part of that, you know?
Absolutely. When did you realize singing was something that you wanted to take seriously?
Well, firstly, I just can't stop singing.
What you say? No matter where I'm at.
Yes, like I was the kid at home where my mama is really telling me to be quiet. Like, girl, go to bed. I'm like, wait a minute. I just got one more song in me. Wait a minute. But I knew that I wanted to take it serious when I realized I was doing shows and I was able to speak to people.
Yes.
And I was actually, captivating the audience and people were actually interested in what I was doing. And I'm like, okay, this is my passion. And I can do it without getting paid.
Yeah.
But, now that I can get paid from it, I'm like, hey, now, period,
I know
let's
that's
go.
right.
But I love it. So, yeah.
So your music feels personal. How much of it reflects your real life?
All of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, pretty much all of it. I would say except for Scammer Love, that I was just the artist that I was working with, we kind of just wrote it like a spinoff of T-Pain. But pretty much all of it, like I said, it's just me talking about my life, me becoming a woman in my 20s.
Yes.
I'm a mom. I'm in college. Like, I'm experiencing love, breakups, heartbreak, all that type of stuff. Friends,
Yes.
losing friends. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So your project is called The Introduction. Why did
Mhm.
you choose that? And why do you feel like it fits where you are in your life now?
So I chose The Introduction because really it was just a collection of songs that I kind of wanted to introduce to people.
Mhm.
I wrote those songs between 17 to like 19, 18. And so I just decided that I'm like, okay, this is my way of introducing myself to
Yeah.
people. So the project is, it turned 2 on July 10th. And so I released it July 10th, 2024. And so I feel like it still fits and it is very relevant today to where I am in my life as well because I talk about like heartbreak, being confident, fine little thing,
Mhm.
having standards. All of those are still relevant to, where you are or where you can be in your life. Like if you haven't have standards and somebody not treating you right,
Yeah.
you tell them, hey, go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You can't treat me like that. Those are my standards. Finally free if you're going through a breakup and you just want to kind of stand on business and say, this is where I am in my life and I want to grow.
Yeah.
I'm finally free of all the stuff, the old stuff.
Yes.
So, and then Fine Little Thing, that's my favorite song. It's just a confidence booster. I listen to that song every day.
Yeah.
I wrote it for, myself to help me feel more confident.
Yes.
And now I've noticed that more women are listening to that song and they tell me how confident that it makes them feel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's amazing. So it sounds like your music has grown over the years as you've grown. I think it's very intriguing and very needed, necessary for young Black women in their 20s to kind of produce this type of music. I used to do music, and I always say I never want to go back to my 20s. It's the 20s is like difficult because you're still trying to figure out who you
It
are.
could be confusing.
Yeah, it is. And you have so many different things you want to do, so many people you're around, you're trying to figure it out. And it's a lot. What is your process like creating? How do you take a real life situation and put it into your music to reflect that?
Honestly, I have to sit on it a
Yeah.
little bit. Like, if something is really bothering me, I have to like sit on it, reflect on it,
Yeah.
be able to write about how I feel. Sometimes I'll talk to my closest friends. Sometimes I'll talk to my family.
Mhm.
It really depends on like the situation.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, the creative process is me. I'm listening to a beat, or if I'm driving or I'm in a shower and I get a melody in my head, I'm like, hold on, wait.
I gotta write that. Yeah, I gotta write this
down.
together.
I literally always have my voice memo just ready to go because sometimes you just get the melody and I just hurry up and click record and
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely feel you on what you were talking about with the 20s and stuff because sometimes I tell my mom, I'm like, Mama, what is wrong with me? She's like, girl,
Man.
nothing is wrong with you. You are okay.
Girl.
You are doing well. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
But it is that the 20s
It's a lot.
it's a little ghetto.
It is, especially if you're a mom. It's a lot. But don't have fun. Have fun with everything you're doing. Enjoy it. Enjoy motherhood. Enjoy expressing yourself as well. So when we think about Milwaukee, we know there's a lot of rappers that's coming out, right? And it seems like the R&B is starting to rise up a little bit more. What do you think R&B artists need more of in order to get the national attention, similar to the hip hop artists here?
Honestly, I would just say be yourself and be consistent.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the bookings that I get is just from me being consistent and being in the right rooms and being professional, showing up professionally and
Yes.
literally just being consistent and being authentic. Like,
Yes.
I get most of my fan base from being myself. My fan base know I'm goofy. We gonna talk. I talk to them. I'm like, y'all, what y'all doing today? And they
Yeah.
be just writing back to me. But I would just say literally being authentic, staying consistent, staying professional, and creating your brand, knowing who you want to be.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about being an artist, about creating?
I feel like my favorite thing is the whole creative process of like a song. It's so interesting to see how when I'm in, like writing and I'm doing those voice memos and I, scratching off words and stuff. And then I go into the studio and then, the layers and the harmonies and the stacks and all that. And then you literally have a song. It's like, literally it's like if you painting or something. Sometimes you'll draw it and you paint it and you leave it and you add some color, kind of fade it out, or it's literally a whole process.
Yes.
I enjoy it. That's my whole favorite process. And then performing, interacting with my supporters. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. How old is your baby? How many babies do you have?
I have one son. His name is Nasir. Hey, Nasir. He's 3. And oh my goodness, he is a ball of energy. He is so smart. I love him. I love motherhood.
How do you balance it with chasing your dreams?
Whew, I be praying.
I know it. Don't I know it, baby? I done been there.
I be praying, but the crazy part is I have a really, really great team.
Yes.
And so they really work with me. Like, even if I had to take him to a video shoot, they are so lenient. Like, my friends be like, okay, come on, Nasir, we finna do this while your mama working. And then Nasir, like, my mama singing today. Yeah. Like, he be like, he be telling everybody, my mama be singing. And so, my friends are very, very supportive. My family is very supportive. I tell my mom, and I be like, hey, Mom, I got a couple shows this week. I have to be here. And she be like, okay, let me know. You need to let me know in advance because I got my stuff too now. But
absolutely.
So I pray and I keep God first too.
Absolutely. We got Kia Moore hanging out with us. And when we come back, we are talking about what's next when it comes to Truth Family Fest tomorrow. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. There's a little time left in the summer, and there's still so much to get involved in as we end the summer safe. Milwaukee youth ages 12 to 18 can tap into free safe summer sites, activities, food, music, sports, creative experiences, and free youth events happening all across the city. There's something to do, somewhere to go, and something new happening every week. Visit tapinmke.com to see what's happening near you. That's tapinmke.com. Milwaukee, let's end the summer safe and start the school year right.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like, it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
I'm in love with a scammer, he got it. He a scammer, we shopping. I ain't going nowhere, boy, you got me. I'm in love with a scammer, he cashing and he making
It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth for almost 100 years. They've been committed to helping families protect what matters most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you are building every single day. And if you are a part of The Truth audience, you already know you work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SIN, is operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Milwaukee, you are officially tapped in. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. We have a special guest in the building. Kia Moore is here, and she is going to perform at Truth Family Fest tomorrow. So tomorrow you are hitting the stage. What can people expect from your performance?
So tomorrow y'all can expect to dance. We gonna vibe. We gonna talk about standards.
Yeah.
We gonna talk about having confidence.
Yes.
And we gonna talk about how we done came up on them bands. So yeah, we gonna have a good time. I always say we gonna have a good R&B time. And yeah, y'all, we gonna have a great time.
Absolutely. For somebody who discovers your music tomorrow, what song would you want them to listen to first?
I would say maybe I done came up.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Fine Little Thing.
Speaking of I done came up, it has an interesting story. You wrote it during a time when you basically had you weren't you weren't stable financially, and you were envisioning a better life. What has changed for you since you wrote that record?
Ooh, I done came.
I know, that's right.
No, but for real, like, that's what I'm talking about. When you have to write music from a real place, that song was really manifestation for me, because literally I wrote that song probably when I had maybe $10 in my account.
Yeah.
For real. When I went to the studio, I had $10 in my account. And I was like, look, I'm coming up. I don't know when, but I'm going to come up. And so, yeah, really just even the process of coming up, though, for real, you have to be disciplined. You have to keep focused so you don't lose sight of the goal. And so that song really, really helped me. I listen to that song every day.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So you also have a song called Standards, and it's basically about refusing to lower your expectations in a relationship. Have your standards changed as you've gotten older?
Yeah, they have changed. And the crazy part is, so I wrote that song when I was 17. I started writing the song when I was 17. And then when I finally finished it, I believe I was 20 when I finished it, and 21 when it was released, I think. And I just, you know what I'm saying? I want to be treated right.
Yes.
You know, I don't feel like you should settle. And there's no reason for us to be together if you think that I should settle.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Don't be settling.
Right. What does success look for you right now? Look like?
Really just to be happy. Like to be happy, to be at peace, and to be able to do what I love.
Yeah.
Make sure my son is happy. Make sure that he is experiencing a happy mom.
Yes. Come on.
Yeah, that I'm able to pour out, my happiness into others. But so, success is not always monetary, or I hope I'm saying that word right. Ooh, don't let me embarrass myself. For real.
Monetary is
that a word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monetary, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's the word. But yeah, so it's not always like about money and stuff. So as long as I'm happy and I'm at peace and I'm doing what I love, I feel like that's success. So,
Absolutely. So with you being a young lady, being a mom, coming up in the church, your parents are, your father was a pastor or is a pastor. On top of obviously chasing your dreams, that is not necessarily the genre, right, of that you would necessarily go through being a child, someone who comes from the church. How difficult has it been to get your family to accept you as an R&B artist?
Honestly, I just at first it was a little hard,
Yeah.
because when you grow up in the church, they want you to do one genre, and that's Christian.
Yeah.
They want you to be a gospel artist, and I just I told my family like, hey, God gave me this gift to write. I am a writer. At the end of the day, I can write all
Yes.
genres of music, and so it would be wrong for me to not use what God has
Come
given
on.
me. And so, and also, even though my family are, we come from the church, I always make sure that I'm respectful.
Yes.
And my grandfather told me to never do things that compromise my morals and my values. And so the things that they instilled in me,
Yes.
from the church, I still carry those values. And if I'm ever in a situation, especially, in the music industry, it can
Yep.
be.
I know it.
You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
I know it?
And so I just kind of, if it's something that I don't want to do, I don't do it.
That's
and if
right.
it's something that is compromising my morals, I don't do it.
That's
if
right.
it's money on the table and I know that I'm not comfortable, I don't do it.
Yes.
There's always going to be a bigger bag. And I make sure I keep God first.
That's right.
So
So if a record label was to call you today to give you a deal, or if they had to decide on giving you a deal, what separates you from every other R&B artist?
So I think what separates me from every R&B artist would be my authenticity.
Yes.
Like, I believe and stand authentic, and I have been working really, really hard to build my brand and knowing
Yes.
who I am. Like, a lot of times I feel like when artists sign, the label kind of tells them who they are because they kind of figuring out
Mhm.
who they are when they get signed, and so it's easy for them to be like, okay, we want you to be this,
Right.
and it's like,
A Build-A-Bear.
yeah. And so, granted, I know it's some tweaks and stuff that can be made, but I have a good overall view of who I am
Yeah.
and who I want to be and how I want to present myself
Yes.
to the world. So, yeah, just being authentic and being real. I never want to change that part about myself.
Absolutely. So tomorrow is Truth Family Fest.
Mhm.
Obviously, this is an event that is community based for
Mhm.
families, for the youth. What does it mean to perform at an event like this?
Oh, it really means the world. Like, it really, really means the world. And because I have a son, I always try to make sure that I am presenting myself in a respectable manner and just like putting my best foot forward. And so I was really honored when I
Yeah.
got that invite too, because that means I'm doing something right too. That means I'm
Yes.
not like when you all, booked me and seen me, y'all were like, okay, this is somebody that is
Yes.
able to represent and be in front of kids and be able to perform, because sometimes you have artists who are great
can't.
artists who can,
Yep.
and so that means that I'm doing something right because my music is able to live in spaces where, the kids be. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's for
Absol-
everybody.
So what is next? What do you have next?
So currently I am working on something for Christmas. I think that's just a cool market to get into, just
Yeah.
Christmas music. And so I'll be working on something for Christmas, excuse me. And then just behind the scenes, just working on another project.
Yes.
I don't know when that's gonna come out.
Yes. It's okay.
But I just like to take my time, but Christmas for sure. And then yeah, I'm just thinking about maybe doing like songwriting classes
Yeah.
if people are interested. And I don't know, just
Yeah.
something for Christmas. That's what I know.
Well, before I want to thank you for joining us. Before you head out, I just want to tell you that I see you, right? Your music is beautiful. I see you, and as a young artist, I used to be an artist, and I was your age, and I was a
Mhm.
mom too when I was in my 20s. So I know the balance, the difficulty with the balance, but also having a support system. But I just, it was on my heart to give this advice to you, to never stop, right? Don't limit yourself. There's no limit, but also make sure that you pay attention to who you have around you, because a lot of people they will see the light in you, right? And assume that you don't see the light. And then they come around and, they could
try to dim.
Exactly, right? Don't ever stop being you. And if you do get into the industry, have a deal that's still going to allow you to be yourself.
Yes.
To where you don't have to conform.
Yes. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness.
It's
Thank
important.
You.
It's
Yeah,
important. We
it
need
is.
it. We need it for the youth. Our babies need to see someone like you and be able to say, I want to, grow up to be like her. Not saying you got to be a role model, but just a real model. You know?
Yes, a real model. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Just a real model. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Do you have any shout outs?
Sure. Yes, I have like 3. Period. Shout out to my mama.
Yes.
Period. Hey, mama. Shout out to my friend Sway. Shout out to my music administrator, I Shall. And
Yes, I shall.
Period. I Shall White, the greatest administrator on this side of heaven.
Yes,
And,
absolutely.
Shout out to everybody who be supporting me. And shout out to God, period.
Come
'Cause
on
I'm
now.
nothing without God.
That's right.
Yeah.
How can people find you?
So y'all can find me on Instagram at Kiamora Music. That is KIAMORA Music _ Facebook, Kiara Stevenson, and then Kiamora on the side. Then TikTok, Kiamora Music. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you perform tomorrow again. If you guys are free, please stop down at Riverside University tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for Truth Family Fest. We'll have Kiamora there. Ray Nitty will be there as well as Emmett James. Performances, vendors, resources, all of the above. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jackamick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha, live from American Family Assurance Studios.
We hit the trail, know we riding clean. Them country girls yelling, wait for me. Got the trail jumping like a trampoline. All them baddies shaking ass like a tambourine. Shaking it like a tambourine. Like I'm chocolate, like a Kit Kat. Break daddy off a piece of that. Flow rider said, get it low. But baby, can you drop it like a 6'4"? Drop it like a 6'4". Shorty, can you drive a stick? Better cuff your girl, cause I hit a lick. Them country girls fine and they hella thick. The ladies poppin' fast, but baby, can you pop it on me with no hands? I'm in town just to have a good time. Picking up dust, stepping at the trail ride. The brown girls lit, drinking on that moonshine. Then me and shorty locked eyes, creeped up on her from behind like, what's your name? Where you from? It don't matter who you hear when I'm the one. Do you bake, baby, cause you got them cakes, baby. I'm down for whatever, let's have some fun. Came all the way from my 94. I'm just a city slicker kicking down southern doors. You say you got here from town to now 55. But baby, is you familiar with 69? Yeah. Smooth like a player, I'm a Mac, baby. Once you look, you was took, here's a rap, baby. You're just the right height and you're my speed. I'm only here for the night, so what it's gon' be. I'm in town just to have a good time. Kicking up dust, stepping at the trail ride. The brown girls lit, drinking on that moonshine. Then me and shorty locked eyes, creeped up on her from behind like, what's your name? Where you from? It don't matter who you hear when I'm the one. Do you bake, baby, cause you got them cakes, baby. I'm down for whatever, let's have some fun. What's your name? Where you from? It don't matter who you hear when I'm the one. Do you bake, baby, cause you got them cakes, baby. I'm down for whatever, let's have some fun.
1017 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. Are your finances low, your mindset off track, or are you ready to get into real estate? Tune in to The Journey with Coach Erica every first and third Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon on 1017 The Truth. It's all about mindset, money, and real estate, helping you take the next step toward building a better future. You are officially tapped in. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the listeners. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel on 1017 The Truth. Follow us on social media as well. The Jazzy Effect. That's TheJazziEffect. We are joined by another special guest, CB Legacy. Thank you so much for tapping in with us today. How you doing?
I'm doing good today. How about you?
I'm good. You came from Madison, didn't you?
Yep.
All right. You right. Let's do it. So for everyone hearing CB Legacy for the first time, can you tell the listeners who you are?
I'm an artist from Milwaukee. I currently reside in Madison, Wisconsin for film production, and I come down here and from Madison and all over the world to show love through my music.
Yes. So what is before we tap deeper into the music part, how did you get into the film in college? Like, what made you interested in film?
What made me quite interested in film is because I had a friend that I worked with music.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of videography himself.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of his stuff and I kind of grew into it a lot. And
yeah.
I even got time to even make videos for his little music videos and stuff. And then I started loving it.
Okay, that's dope. How did you get your name? Where does CB Legacy come from? Why are you laughing?
CB Legacy was a name I made when I was like 7.
Okay.
Because it stood for Christians Born Legacy, and it was something that I always it wasn't necessarily like something I liked at the start, but then it started to grow on me as people started to call me CB and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just kind of stuck to it because I just felt like it just felt like me.
So what happened that made you realize, like, hey, I want to do music. This is it for me.
What made me like music to the max was Michi doesn't remember, but one day my mom showed me one of their songs together.
Okay.
And it actually like really intrigued me, and I was like, I want to learn the production side as well and all that other stuff.
So for those who are not aware, Michi is Meech. CB is Meech's nephew. Shout out to Meech. What's up, Meechy? How would you describe your sound to someone who hasn't listened to your music before?
I wouldn't necessarily describe it genre-wise, I describe it like indie pop.
Okay.
But I would say it's more unique than that, and it has a different flow than a normal indie pop artist would.
Yeah.
But I think that would be the best way I would describe it at the time. But I also do a whole bunch of stuff like R&B, hip hop, and stuff like that as well.
Okay. So, do you believe that's what separates you from other artists here in Milwaukee? Just being diverse like that?
I think it's personally one way, but also I just think my mentality towards music is totally different.
Yeah, absolutely. What does legacy actually means to you?
Legacy for me, it was built up from the roots from my ancestors, built on down to me. I just feel like it's a legacy is built from the bloodline you reside in, as well as I personally believe that I love the legacy that I'm a part of. I'm in love with the legacy that is going to continue to build throughout the generations of my family. So that's why I stuck out with legacy, with CV legacy.
So let me ask you this. Who were your influences? How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, so you're the same age as my son. So growing up, who influenced you musically?
Musically, I was very fond of John Legend a lot.
Okay.
I would sing a lot of John Legend. Michael Jackson also was a huge inspiration for me, especially with the stuff that he had to overtake to become as great as he was. But also, there was this one group when I was younger that was also popular in the 2010s called Imagine Dragons.
Uh-huh.
I used to love their music, and I got very addicted. So it was like I had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Which is why I was very on the concept of being versatile.
What are you listening to right now? What artist?
Right now I'm listening to this artist called Slayer.
Okay.
He's a real in my personal I really love his raps. I really love it.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where like I listen to it nonstop while I'm doing it, while I'm cleaning the house, while I'm taking care of our dogs. It just
Why you laughing?
it's just like it's very the artist himself is like totally like you would have never expected because the type of genre is like
got you.
Coming from somebody
It's
who
okay.
sings so.
It's okay. You know why? Because if you're an artist, music is universal. It's a universal love language, right? And you don't have to limit yourself. I like all genres of music too. I don't know about hard rock, some of it, but I like all genres of music for sure. What do you think Milwaukee deserves more of when it comes to highlighting artists that's from here?
I think more artists need like the potential. Like a lot of people see a lot of people just see the Milwaukee music and see the lyrics behind it, but nobody sees the true dedication and the true work ethic behind it as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you see a certain genre, and just because you hear the genre doesn't mean this person can't do a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right.
They're versatile on a whole nother level, but a lot of Milwaukee artists don't get the opportunity to. So people like JP and Big Frank, the people who were given opportunities when they flash out and do a whole bunch of different genres, I'm always looking at all because there's always something new.
Yeah, and Frank be killing it, man. Oh my gosh, he be killing it when it comes to that. So shout out to the chat. Zaleski said, "Yes, Chris, I'm here. Come on, CB. Come on, CB, you got it." Before a lot of people who may have tuned in or may not, whether you did or not, you called in and chimed in on was it Suno? We was talking about Suno.
Yeah.
Yes. So since then, CB, okay, let me tell you what CC done did. I done went and actually downloaded Suno based off of the conversation we had. I downloaded Suno, and I was extremely skeptical at first because I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how much of this is going to retain. I'm nervous about uploading my beats to it, so on and so on. Listen, I love Suno. I love Suno. Not because it creates something for me, but because where I lack, or if I have an idea and I need to exaggerate that idea or add to it, it does that for you. But I'm still conflicted because I'm a natural creator. So I want to talk about that. We had a very good conversation when you called in about just the whole AI thing, period. What is your take on AI in the music industry now?
I'm not going to lie. Ever since our last talk, I tried it too.
Yeah.
I tried it. I'm not going to deny like it's picking up on when it comes to the ideas of music. It's actually like exceptional. However, I feel like it still feels it doesn't have the soul that
Automated.
normal art
Yes.
like normal music has.
Yep.
It's just like yes, it could sound like something, but it just sounds soulless. Like there's no soul
Yes.
behind it at all.
That's exactly how I explained it to my students. But the reason why I started using it was because I referred it to them, not to write lyrics, but to help them with melodies and keys and, runs and seeing what. But to your point, it doesn't sound like it has a soul. Like you could tell that
It just
doesn't.
sounds like it's just singing.
I'm just amazed. I'm like, wait, what? It can do. Dang, I wrote that and it can make it sound like this. All right, now we got to go to break. When we come back, let's finish this conversation. We're talking music, AI, and Truth Family Fest. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, and CB Legacy, 1017 The Truth.
In Milwaukee County, equity means making sure everyone has a real chance to thrive. That's why the Milwaukee County Office of Equity works to help remove barriers, strengthen community connections, and support fair access to opportunities across Milwaukee County. Want to learn what they do, explore resources, or find ways to get involved? Just search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online. Milwaukee County Office of Equity, advancing equity for all Milwaukee County residents. For more information, search Milwaukee County Office of Equity online.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct at the award-winning 1017 The Truth, located inside of the beautiful 3rd Street Market Hall at the American Family Insurance Studio. And we got a special guest in the building, CB Legacy.
Hey.
Thank you so much for tapping in with us. Before we went to break, we were talking about music, a little bit about your background, but we also were talking about the AI, right, as it pertains to music. So as a music artist, what is the most important thing to you?
I think the meaning behind every song is my number one important meaning to me.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
When it came down to when I started making music, I made music to as an emotional release to a lot of emotions I was having as a teenager.
Yeah.
As a teenager struggling through high school, thinking about college. So I think emotion and the meaning behind the songs is the most important thing to me.
Yes. Walk us through your process of creativity.
Basically, what I do is I think of an idea, I think of how it pertains to me, and then I also think about how I can make it so it's not just pertainable to me, but for everybody in a similar situation.
Yes.
And then I find a YouTube beat. High chance I don't find one, and I just ask Michi to make me
I was
some
going to
beats.
say, you don't hit Meech up for the beats.
And then from there on, I just find a way to express myself on each verse and on each chorus I make.
Yeah. How easy is it for you to create? Like, do you ever get writer's block?
Yeah, I get it a lot actually. There's a lot of the time where I write music and then I finish up like half the song, but I can't finish it because I can't think of what else to say.
Yeah.
I feel like I put all the cards on the table. Like there's no cards left for me to draw anymore. So it just be feeling like half finished. And I have a lot of songs that are like that, but I always plan on going back to revision them. I a lot of the time try to make songs that have like an expression of me when I first started making it, and then expression of me now.
Yeah.
So like a mixture between past CV and new CV, because I'm always changing. I'm always
Come on
improving.
now. So who's more critical of your music? Is your friends or your family?
Family.
Family. What they be
Family.
saying?
Let
me tell me what Meech said, because I can get him right
Michi
now.
is the most critical.
Up. Come on
He
now,
always
Meech.
finds at least every single little loophole in every single one of my songs, and always
got something to say.
Always points it out for me.
He always got something to say. Huh? Well, if Meech was listening right now, what would you say to him?
Thank you for the extra pushes, because they also help me go extra miles. But dang, sometimes you be harsh.
You say, look at me.
Trash.
Oh man. Has being related to Meech helped you make things? Has it helped make things harder or easier?
I think it's made things a lot easier, because there was a lot of misunderstandings I've had when it came down to music, and I never truly had like the right way to express it.
Yeah.
But with Michi, he always knows what I mean, no matter how I try to express it. I guess it's just like a little family intuition that we have, and it's always something that I could always lean to forever, for reassurance in any shape, form, or fashion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What is the best advice you've ever gotten when it comes to being an artist?
I think the best advice I've been given, it was simple, but it also helped me a lot. It was calm down. Because I used to always overthink about, oh my God, I need this song to mean like this. I need this song to do this. I need this song to hit the way I want it to hit. But it's like, chill, relax, take your time with it.
Yeah.
Whatever comes is gonna come. Whatever doesn't, it doesn't. All of that
Absolutely.
matters is that the song means something to you.
Absolutely. So do you record yourself?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What program do you use?
I use Logic a lot on my MacBook.
I like Logic. I like the sound better in Pro Tools, but I've learned to love Logic, especially when it comes to making beats.
I honestly like Pro Tools sound way more. It just is way more complicated.
It is.
It's so much harder.
It is. So how do you balance being an artist and going to school at the same time for film? Because that's a lot.
It's very difficult sometimes. There be like moments where like I be having the biggest creative idea in the world, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to express this.
Yes.
I'm like, dang, I have a final exam tomorrow. It's
Priorities.
It's kind of like, I feel the best way to balance it is to always find at least an hour or two a day just writing some music, because I feel like after like that hour, then you could start focusing more on the education of actual college and actually think about the homework. Because it's hard to think when there's always just music on your mind.
Absolutely. And shout out to the chat. Leesky says CB do a very good job. CB do be a very good source of joy in artistry. So you are 19, but you are a mentor. Talk to us about what that's like having mentees, and how did that come about?
It came about one random open mic at Grace Weber's Music Lab. I was mainly focused on like learning more on my artistry.
Yeah.
And then a young bull, Leesky in the chat, asked to come under my wing.
Yeah.
And at first I was very hesitant, because I'm like, I don't really know much myself. Well, from my perspective, I didn't really know much. But I didn't realize that what I consider not very much is a lot to other people.
Yeah.
And let alone I'm going to continue learning, and I could keep on learning while still passing down the lessons that I'm learning through the younger generation. So
Absolutely.
it was kind of an option of building my own self while also building the people around me.
Yes, I wish more young men your age thought like that. Because if we are able to reach back while we're still young, it eliminates us leaving that gap. You
Yeah.
know, so oftentimes people think you have to be older to be a mentor. You don't. It's some old fools out here. It's some old fools out here. But how important is it for the rest of your generation to reach back while you guys are this age?
I think it's severely important because now I think is the perfect time for at least my generation to at least get the better understanding of the younger generation as well, because
Yeah.
we're still both growing up, both generations. And I think at least teaching while we're both growing is like a
Mhm.
very good way to like really truly give great advice, because even whether the advice might be the best or it might not be the best, I feel that either or is still going to be advice that's learned through different times and maybe even adjusted because we're learning through them as we're going. It's like
Yeah.
different. It's like you're giving advice as you're going through each step in life. And it's like, I feel like it's very impactful towards
Yes.
not just us, but like not just us self-evaluating our situation, but also helping the younger generation self-evaluate the situation that they're also in as well.
Absolutely. So I know that we talked about balancing school and being an artist, but I want to touch back on that and tap into that a little bit, because oftentimes youth your age, they want to pursue their dreams at the same time while pursuing something that's like a backup plan,
Yeah.
right? So what was the planning like as far as like, hey, this is a plan. I want to go to college for this, but I still want to chase my dreams at the same time. Did you already have that set up, or were you doing it just randomly, just going?
I wasn't really necessarily doing it randomly because I realized that music is a very hard thing to get into as
Yeah.
well as make it big as a name. So I always leaned back on what other things I might also like, because I felt like if it's super difficult to get in the music industry, and at first I only did music for like myself and for like my own emotional well-being.
Yeah.
I was like focusing on music to make money instead of focusing on it for my own emotional health.
Yes.
I felt I felt selfish doing that sort
Yeah.
of. So that's when I started searching for other like outlets to make profit, because I feel like yes the profit could also like help me a lot in the long run, but at the same given time I felt like if I would have focused music to make profit, I would have ended up going mentally hungry crazy on the money part, and then just stop making the music that sounds like me and just
Yeah.
making it sound like for other people.
That's smart. That's smart. And the reason why I say that is because I'm not going to say that's the mistake I made initially, but because I've always chased my dreams because I love to do it, right? But what ends up happening is you find yourself like, I'm doing it because I love to do it, but I still got to pay bills.
Yeah.
And once you start charging, or you start running after the money, then you lose focus, of the dreams, and it kind of pushed me to the back where it was like I don't even want to do it no more. So I'm glad you brought that up, especially for the youth who are listening. That's very important for them to understand. Shout out to the chat. Keisha Boo says, you are also a mentor at the Running Rebels. Shout out to my Uncle Vic, man, in the Running Rebels staff, the youth over there as well. What is it like working with them?
Honestly, it's really fun because every day it's like a new day. It's like it's never truly the same thing.
Yeah.
Especially with them youngins there, man.
Oh yeah.
They really help build a lot, as well as they also love they talk to mess. They love to talk they mess a little bit from
Yes.
here and there.
Yes, absolutely. As far as film, once you're done with school, what do you foresee yourself doing in the film industry?
For necessarily film, I want to be a creative director.
Yes.
And I want to try to find my way like somehow into California, so like I could do like film directing while also simultaneously on the back burner doing music on the side. Because
Yep.
Cali is a good way is a really also good spot too for making music, and I want to try my best to make it as big as I possibly can and then make outlets for people in Milwaukee to get their way up here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So it's nothing major, but it's a fun fact. I was a part of Judas and the Black Messiah. That was the first like major set that I had went on. And when you mentioned the creative director portion, it made me think about this. Shout out to Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. and Mother Akua as well. But the most interesting thing that I seen was the movie was based on Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. And the Black Panther Party in Chicago, but the movie was shot in Cleveland. So what they did was they took a portion of the city and made it look like Chicago, as far as the buildings, the street name, everything. Like you wouldn't even know that you was in Cleveland. And it was very interesting to me. It was super dope, but I've never seen anything like that before. When you speak about being a creative director, are you prepared for something as big as, hey, I want you a part of this movie, but we're not shooting it here. We're going to shoot it here. And I need you to do this. Is that something that you feel like you would be able to handle?
I feel like I'll be able to handle it. I feel like I enjoy it a lot, like being able to bring be able to bring a community bring a different community to a different location. I feel like it would be like a challenge, but I feel like I'm ready to handle it.
Yes, absolutely. We got to get you some internships.
Yeah.
Don't touch that dial. We're coming up next talking about Truth Family Fest. CB will be performing there tomorrow as well. It's your girl Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative,
and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
One-on-one 7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct with CB Legacy. I need somebody to come get Meech. Meech is harassing CB. I'm just joking, y'all. That's his nephew. Welcome back if you are just now tuning in. We are sitting down with CB Legacy. He is an artist. He's also a college student who's in school for film production. And he will be performing tomorrow live at the Truth Family Fest. So what are you bringing to the stage tomorrow?
I'm bringing a wide variety of different songs and different genres. I'm making sure that the stage presence I put there is noticeable and is very much admired up there.
Yes. What song should people pay attention to during your set? What's one song?
I have a song that's releasing August 28th. It's called Changes. I'm performing it there. I think that's my personal favorite out of all the songs on my set list. I'm not gonna lie.
Why? What is it? What does it talk about? Here go Meech hating again.
Changes.
I wish y'all could see his face.
I'm thinking like Little Light of Mine.
Listen here, Otis. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. He came in on the mic. He said, I'm David Ruffin. I'm the Temptations.
Little Light of Mine is second place, I promise.
What is it? What is the song Changes about?
The song Changes was mainly about, because me and my friend created it. We made it because a lot of changes were happening in our lives and we were kind of like very nervous about the changes. But then we started to realize that regardless of the changes, good or bad, it always has a good overall. So that's why we try our best to make our voices blend together. So like to show the fear of our stuff through our music while as well showing us overcoming it as well.
Yes. How is this your first performance? No.
Yes and no.
Okay. Like at this level.
Oh, then yes.
Okay. Are you nervous? How you feeling?
I'm very, very nervous, but I'm also very, very excited.
Yeah. Yeah. What makes you nervous?
Because first impressions are everything, and I try my best to like build myself off first impressions.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to mess that one up.
So I'll tell you something. I love the booth, but the stage is my favorite part of being an artist. And the best advice I can give you so that you can it's still going to be there initially, but you can utilize this going forward. Remind yourself that you own the stage. That the stage, everything, you own the entire moment, right? And you own the people in the crowd, because whether they want to or not, they have to watch you. Yeah. And if they don't, then they can leave, that's fine. But you have to approach it like, hey, I own this stage. I own this moment. I'm having fun. And you never know who's watching. So whether it's one person in a crowd or 100 people in a crowd, one person can refer you or change your life. So you always want to do it like it should last. And just have fun. Most importantly, the thing I love the most about performing is I can be myself. Like I can express myself at a level that nobody expects for me too, right? So you go out there and express yourself and you demand the intention, like you go out there knowing you are a star. And you're gonna do just fine. You're gonna do just fine. What do you want somebody who has never heard your music to walk away saying after this performance?
I just want people to, I just mainly like to build the idea of people like actually vibing together.
Yeah.
I just want people to at least know that I'm an artist that people can vibe to. And plus I've always has been and always will be and want to be that artist that I might not always be there physically, but through my songs, just know I'm there for you musically forever and ever.
Absolutely. What do you want where do you want to be 1 year from today?
1 year from today, I think my biggest goal, hopefully from 1 year from today, is to become more knowledgeable in music and at least expressing way more than what I have been, because I personally don't think I've know a lot about music. However, I feel like once a year passed, I feel like I would know way more, and I just really hope to really express that to more than just a couple mentees, but hopefully to stages of people.
Absolutely. What do you have next after the Truth Family Fest tomorrow? What are you working on?
After the Family Festival, I think literally right after that, I have to start working on another show that's going to be at Casablanca on the
Okay,
28th.
you just booked and busy. Go ahead and get that bag, CB.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to do as many shows as possible because
Yeah.
I feel like yes, I could find some sort of notoriety through the actual like online version of it. However, I like seeing people's faces. I like, interacting.
Yes.
Like I see you and you. Do I like the type of thing? I've always liked that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? What happens is when you do a great job, that people will book you again, right? So then that's the easiest way for artists to get money. Do a good job, and next year at the same time on the same day.
And regardless of the people, I'm always going to show out to the best of my ability.
That's
regardless.
right. That's right. Come on now. So are you ready to do? This isn't a me question. This one is a Meech question.
Okay.
Are you really ready to do everything it takes to make this work?
Yes. And that's not even a second thought behind it.
Come on now. Let's see here. I have some rapid fire questions for you. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Studio or stage?
Studio.
Freestyle or written?
Written.
Okay. Milwaukee summer or Milwaukee winter?
Milwaukee summer always.
Money or fame?
Fame.
Okay. Independent or major label?
Independent.
Absolutely. Hit record or a classic album?
Classic album.
Love or loyalty?
Loyalty.
Instagram or TikTok?
Oh, Instagram.
Packers Super Bowl or your song goes number one? Meet you looking at you like you better not mess that up, there, boy. Your life is dependent on it. Mitchie, stop intimidating my guest. No.
Technically, you have Bucks gear on, no Packers. So I'm playing Packers.
Packers over your
Packers.
song going number one.
Yeah.
Man, your song going number one. Skip the Packers. You gotta get that money on.
Man, we have plenty songs.
No.
We got plenty songs.
No.
It ain't every day.
No.
With the Packers winning the Super Bowl. Okay.
He gotta get that money
He got a
on.
lot. How old is you? Exactly.
19. Well, I got 926 songs?
So you're willing to miss out on money so that the Packers can win a Super Bowl?
I'm here for the community.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I think I'm a little concerned on Meech's influence right now. No, I'm kidding. So how can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok at CB Legacy or Instagram at CB_Legacy414. And then also you can find me on Facebook under CB_Legacy414 as well.
Absolutely. So what songs are you going to perform tomorrow?
I'm performing a couple songs that aren't mine as well as my songs. I'm performing Beautiful Mistakes, Maroon 5.
Yes, come on.
I'm doing 24 Karat Magic by Bruno
Okay.
Mars. And I'm doing Sunflower by Sway Lee and Post Malone. But I'm also doing a couple of my own songs.
Yeah.
I have my personal Spotify favorite is Magnetic by me. I also am doing Little Light of Mine, which is Michi's favorite. along with Anyway, also by me. And then Changes and my hidden gem song Cigarettes will hopefully maybe be my next release as well.
Okay. So tomorrow, I'm excited first and foremost to see you hit the stage. I'm also excited to see where you go, like just in life in general, because you have to be your age and to be so young. You have what it takes. It starts with the mentality, and you're already showing leadership by being a mentor and by putting yourself in positions to where, you can further your career. So whatever you do, don't stop. Make sure, and I'm sure you hear this from Meech all the time, but make sure you're around the right people. You stay focused, stay out the way, and get your money. The Packers can go and win a Super Bowl when they got time. Go get your money. Go and get your money. So we are going to play your song Changes. You want to introduce it?
Yeah. This song features me. This song features me and my friend Kai. We're both he's currently a videographer for currently for Washington DC right now. But this song came from him and me struggling sleepless nights in college. And we decided to make a song built off of not just that, but we also had like very confusing love lives as well. So that's mainly what Changes was built around, because we were both in very awkward positions and we were both relatable to each other and confided within each other. And
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today again. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Y'all pull up to Truth Family Fest. We about to hop into his song Changes. Let's go. CB Legacy. Don't know what I'm chasing, but I know it's amazing. I can see all these changes, these changes, these changes. I can see all these changes, these changes, these changes. I can see all these. You're so sweet like candy canes, but my heart can't take no more pain. I'm sorry in advance for my report. My place around 8, all you can eat buffet. Baby, relax, come and take your time. I know you feel the night is wrong, but baby, with me, everything feels right. That's why I sat and made this song. These long nights have been bothering me the longest of time. But when I have you in my arms, everything goes away, goes away. I pray to God that I have you until the end of time. I don't know what I would do when you're gone. Changes, I can see all these changes. Don't know what I'm chasing, but I know it's amazing. I can see all these changes, these changes, these changes. I can see all these changes, these changes, these changes. I can see all these. There's a little time left in the summer, and there's still so much to get involved in as we end the summer safe. Milwaukee youth ages 12 to 18 can tap into free safe summer sites, activities, food, music, sports, creative experiences, and free youth events happening all across the city. There's something to do, somewhere to go, and something new happening every week. Visit tapinmke.com to see what's happening near you. That's tapinmke.com. Milwaukee, let's end the summer safe and start the school year right.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
I still can't reach you, so it wasn't my day, but I'll try again anyway.
One on 107 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We got CB Legacy in the building. CB, introduce this next song coming up.
This next song I made is called Shows Off. This one I plan to release far in the future. So this is like some unreleased stuff.
Exclusive?
Yeah. Shows Off I never truly had an idea for it. It was just an amazing rhythm in my head that I couldn't find the right words to get off with it.
Yeah.
But after a while I started to realize it was kind of like I kind of wanted it to be like my okay, I'm actually performing on stage type of song.
Yeah.
So that's mainly the reason why I did it. That's why it's mostly called like Shows Off, because it was mostly supposed to be like my show ender whenever I like do an actual full one.
Got you. That makes sense. All right. Let's get into it. He will be performing live tomorrow at Truth Family Fest. This is Shows Off by CB Legacy. Let's go.
Taylor about the fucking flex. Shows off. I can't hold myself together. I'm done sitting here regretting everything. Coughing in the coffin with myself. Watching me belt with the rest of myself. Spotlights off. I think I'm crashing tonight. I know that everything works. Yeah. I know that everything that you receive will always come back with a curse. I know that better get worse. Taylor about the fucking flex. I won't give up, no, I can't give up, no. I've been always chasing, money making. They say cash for the evil. Guess I'm here with Satan. No, I'm just playing. I've been here praying. Demons love to talk. Up for conversations. Got me up at 7 asking how I start the day. If I know just what I want or am I just swaying? Made me think like what do I want? Got me contemplating. Lately I've been looking at the world, it feels amazing. Got me here thinking what comes next. What will I do next? Bro, come on again, bro, dang! Shows off. I can't hold myself together. I'm done sitting here regretting everything. Coughing in the coffin with my dust. Sitting here melting with everyone else. Shows off. Taylor about the fucking flex. I'm deaf crashing tonight.
1017 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. Shows off. Speaking of shows off, it's about that time almost. No, CB, tell us a little bit about that song. Tell us more. Like, this is a song you're performing tomorrow, right?
This is not what I'm performing tomorrow.
You're not? Why not?
Mostly because okay, see, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very scared to perform this song.
Yeah.
Because it's very like vocally straining. So I'm holding off on that one a little bit until I'm more vocally trained to actually perform that one.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll take it. I know exactly what you mean. So tomorrow is Truth Family Fest at Riverside University High School from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We do have special guests in the building. Emmett James will be there. CB Legacy will be there as well to perform. And Ray Nitty is going to, in his words, bully his way on stage. But it is going down. Is the Truth Family Fest is for families, is for the youth, is for community. There's numerous of vendors and people who will be there. And we encourage you all to come. What does it mean to you to perform in front of the community or just to be a part of an event that caters to the community?
It means everything to me, actually, because like I always was that person that was quite I was very out of the loop in a lot of things.
Mhm.
So I was always like a loner type of person.
Yeah.
So when I actually grew and I actually like was able to like do stuff for the community, it's always been something that's always been a priority for me.
Yeah.
So I was always well, morally I built off the concept that whatever good for the community is good for me.
That's right. And you know what? It's truly a blessing when you're able to do shows like these because a lot of artists don't make music where they can perform it in front of families, right? It's something about being able to have music that you can perform in front of any generation, right? Somebody, grandmama, some kids or what have you. But yes, so tomorrow we will be there live and direct. Please make sure y'all come out and support, and please make sure that you support this young brother as well. Can you drop your social media handles again for us?
Of course. TikTok at CB Legacy, Instagram CB_Legacy414, and the same tag for Facebook as well.
Yes. So again, just to reiterate, tomorrow is the Truth Family Fest. If you listen, I know y'all been hearing this for the past month. And the day is finally here. We want to see you all. We will be broadcasting live and direct, and we'll be there in person, which means that for those who have not formally met myself or any of the other hosts, we will be there doing meet and greets also. So please make sure you pull up so we can have some conversations, get to know each other, exchange information, exchange resources as well. Are you going back to Madison today?
No, I'm staying here. I'm staying here for a little minute.
Well, yeah, because you got to come back tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
Are you in school still right now, or y'all out?
I'm out until September 2nd.
Oh, yeah. So you got a couple more weeks to kick it a little bit.
I got a little time to kick it, you know.
Yep, yes indeed. Well, Truth Nation, that it is a wrap. In words of CB Legacy song, the show is off. The show is off. We gotta go. Gotta get some rest, man. Also, shout out to my community brother Von Mays. We have the lock in today from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at 5 Star on Titonian Garfield. Bring your babies, man. We're doing this for the next couple of weeks. Shout out to Empower Solutions, Aziz, as well as Brother David Muhammad, and those who are over or contributed to the Safe Summer Sites, man. Is going down. We're doing it for the babies. We're doing it for the culture. Most definitely tomorrow, pull up to the Truth Family Fest at Riverside University High School, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We want to see you there. It is free. It is free. Free resources, free information, free entertainment, free meet and greet, everything free. Pull up on Mech. Your girl, Jazz Tyler. Have a safe weekend, Milwaukee. 1017 The Truth.